A door creaks open. A tired mother steps in, and the young man on the sofa freezes. "Ma, is your name Mama Fadeke?" She nods slowly. He swallows, eyes wet. "Years ago, I was the boy sobbing on the roadside. You gave me your last money." Her hands tremble. His voice breaks. "I never forgot." Beside him, Halima, her daughter, realizes the stranger she loves is tied to her mother's single act of mercy. Fate isn't knocking, it's inside the room. Before we dive in, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to this journey of shocking truths and poetic justice. When kindness costs everything and survival demands hard choices, what do? Hold on or let go? And if destiny brings the debt of gratitude to your door, are you ready for the price it pays back? Let's get into it. Tunde misplaced his school fees on the way home from school. He had kept the money carefully in his pocket, but somehow it slipped out without him noticing. As he walked under the blazing sun, tears streamed down his cheeks. He cried so hard that people passed and stared, yet no one stopped. A woman sat at a tiny roadside stall selling tomatoes and pepper. She looked up, saw the boy weeping, and her heart softened. She stood quickly. "My child, why are you crying like this?" she asked gently. Tunde wiped his face with the back of his hand and sniffed. "Mama, I lost my school fees. I don't know how. I've searched everywhere, but I can't find it." The woman stepped closer. "Calm down, my son. Tell me what happened." "By the way, my name is Madam Fadeke," Tunde explained. "I live with my father and stepmother. My father lost his job some months ago. Now my stepmother is the one feeding us. She gave me the money to pay my school fees today. She told me not to come back home without the school receipt. If I do, she will beat me and might even send my father out of the house." Madam Fadeke's heart broke. She had little herself, a poor widow struggling day by selling small baskets of tomatoes. What she earned that day was all she had left. But looking at Tunde's face, she didn't think twice. "How much are the school fees?" she asked softly. 5,000 naira, Tunde replied in a shaky voice. Fadeke reached into an old tin under her stall and brought out a small bundle of notes. It was everything she had made that day. Slowly, she placed it in Tunde's hand. "Here, take it. Go and pay your school fees," she said with a weak smile. Tunde's eyes widened. "Mama, are you sure?" "Yes, my child," she nodded. "It's my last, but it's okay. Be serious in school. Don't follow bad friends. One day, you will be great." Tunde clutched the money and wiped his tears. "Thank you, Mama. I promise I will make you proud. When I become rich, I will never forget you. I will look for you and help you." Fadeke smiled and nodded. "Make sure you don't forget my name." "I won't," Tunde said. She laid her hand gently on his head and whispered a prayer. Then she went back to her stall, still with no food for herself, but with peace in her heart. Tunde ran toward the school before the gate closed. He glanced back once and whispered, "God bless that woman." When Tunde got home, he looked tired, but a little calmer. He had paid the fees, and the receipt sat in his pocket. His father was on a small bench, worried and stressed as usual. "Tunde, welcome," his father said. "Did you pay the school fees?" Tunde nodded slowly. "Yes, Daddy, I did." His father stood, relieved. "Good. That's one less problem. Let me see the receipt." Tunde brought it out and handed it to him. Then he looked down. "Daddy, I have to tell you something." His father frowned. "What is it?" Tunde swallowed hard. "I lost the money on my way to school today." His father's face changed at once. "What? You did what?" I lost it, Daddy. I don't know how. I kept it in my pocket. I searched everywhere. I cried, Tunde said quickly. His father's voice rose. Tunde, how could you be so careless? Do you know what that money means to this house? Your stepmother will starve us again. She warned me. She will say I'm useless. She may even send us out. Tunde's eyes filled with tears again. I'm sorry, Daddy. I didn't mean to. I was so scared, I even thought of not coming home. His father turned aside, breathing hard. But someone helped me, Tunde added quietly. His father looked back at him. Who? Tunde managed a small, tearful smile. A woman. She sells tomatoes by the roadside. She saw me crying and asked what happened. I told her everything. She gave me 5,000 naira. She said it was her last, but she didn't mind. She told me to focus on school and avoid bad friends. His father blinked, puzzled. Wait, she gave you money? Just like that? Tunde nodded. Yes, she was kind. She said her name is Madam Fadeke. The room fell silent for a moment. Then his father sat down slowly. God bless that woman, he whispered. A stranger helped my son when we had nothing left. Tunde, we must go and thank her. Kindness like that is rare. Tunde smiled. Yes, Daddy. I want to thank her too. I promised I won't forget her. When I become rich, I will look for her and help her. His father placed a hand on his back. And I believe you, son. God will help us. While Tunde and his father planned to visit Madame Fadeke to thank her, trouble was already unfolding on her side. That morning, Fadeke sat quietly at her small roadside tomato stall. She had only a few baskets left. Sales were slow and her stomach was empty, but her heart was peaceful because she had helped a crying boy the day before. Suddenly, she heard loud commotion. People shouted. Big trucks and men in uniforms moved down the road. One man raised a megaphone and called out, "All roadside stalls must be cleared. This is government land. You were warned." Before she could gather her things, they began tearing down her stand. Her baskets of tomatoes scattered across the ground. Her old umbrella was tossed aside. She begged, "Please wait. Let me pack my goods." But no one listened. They shoved through and smashed the wooden stall completely. Fadeke stood there weeping, clutching the one small basket she saved. Sweat mixed with tears as she watched everything she owned destroyed in minutes. "Where will I sell now?" she cried. "How will I feed my daughter?" The other women nearby also cried and pleaded, but it was too late. The trucks had already rolled to the next street. Fadeke lifted her small basket and walked home slowly under the scorching sun. Dust coated her slippers and her heart felt heavy. All she could think about was how to tell her daughter Halima the bad news. But as she turned onto their street, she froze. Halima was already outside, crying. Their bags and few belongings were thrown by the gate. The landlord, a tall man with a big belly, stood there wearing a cruel smile. "Madam Fadeke," he said, "I told you. I warned you. You haven't paid rent for 1 full year. I'm tired of your excuses. You and your daughter must leave now." Fadeke's mouth opened, but no words came. She dropped the basket and rushed to her child. "Halima, are you all right?" Halima nodded, wiping her tears. "Mama, they threw everything out. I begged them to wait for you, but they refused." Fadeke turned to the landlord. "Please, give me a little more time. They demolished my stall today. I don't even know where to go, please." But the man turned away. "I have new tenants coming. I don't run a charity. Go and sleep in the street if you like." He walked inside and slammed the gate. Fadeke and Halima sat beside their bags. The sun was setting. People walked past. Some stared, Some murmured, but no one helped. Fadeke held her daughter close. "I'm sorry, my child," she said, her voice trembling. "I tried. I truly tried." Halima rested her head on her mother's shoulder. "I know, Mama. You're the best mother in the world. God will help us." Fadeke lifted her eyes to the sky. Her lips moved slowly as she whispered, "God, I don't regret helping that boy. If I had to choose again, I would still give him my last money. I just need a miracle now." That night, they slept outside on the cold ground beside their bags. No food, no roof, no light. But Fadeke still held on to faith in her heart. At dawn, Fadeke and her daughter Halima woke early. They hadn't slept well. The cold ground had left their bodies stiff and their stomachs empty. Fadeke sat quietly for a moment, then turned to Halima. "My daughter," she said, gently rubbing her back, "we cannot stay like this. Let's go to the next city. My old friend Sister Neka lives there. Maybe she can help us." Halima nodded. She trusted her mother even in hard times. Fadeke used the little money left from her broken tomato stall to buy 2 bus tickets. It wasn't much, but just enough to take them to the nearby city. They sat at the back of the old crowded bus, gripping their bags tightly. The journey was about an hour, but it felt longer. Fadeke kept looking out the window, praying silently in her heart. When they arrived, they walked slowly to the street where Sister Neka lived. Fadeke hadn't seen her in a long time, but she remembered the house. She knocked gently on the gate, hoping and praying her friend would still be there. A few seconds later, the gate opened, and there stood Sister Neka, surprised and speechless. "Fadeke," she asked, peering closely. "What? Why do you look like this?" Tears rolled down Fadeke's cheeks as she hugged her friend. "Sister, we lost everything. Government officers demolished my stall yesterday. Then when I got home, my landlord had thrown us out. We slept outside with our bags." Sister Neka gasped and flung the gate wide. "Come in, my sister. Come in quickly." She brought them inside, gave them water to drink, and sat them down. Then Neka shook her head in amazement. "Fadeke, you are lucky. You came at exactly the right time. My husband and I are relocating this weekend. I was about to return the house key to the landlord today so I could collect our 1-year advance rent." Fadeke looked confused. "What do you mean?" "I mean the house is already paid for," Neka said, smiling. "You can stay here. Just take over the place. I'll tell the landlord to change the name on the rent. You don't have to pay anything yet." Fadeke's hands flew to her mouth. "Ah, Sister Neka, you want to give me your house just like that?" "Yes, Fadeke. You're my friend, and you need help. God must have sent you here at the right time." Fadeke fell to her knees, tears pouring from her eyes. "Thank you. Thank you. God will bless you, sister. He will reward you richly. You don't know what this means to me and my daughter." "Wait," Neka added. "I'm not done. I also have some small money saved for emergencies. You can use it to start another tomato stall. It should be enough for that and for Halima's school fees, too." Fadeke began to cry. She held her friend's hands and said, "You don't know what you've done for me. Just yesterday, I had nothing. Now I have a roof and a new start. God will bless you, Sister Neka. He will reward you richly. You will never lack." Sister Neka hugged her tightly. "That's what friends are for. You helped me once when I was in need. It's my turn now." Halima smiled for the first time in days. "Thank you, Auntie," she said. "I'll study hard and make you proud." 3 days later, Tunde reminded his father about their plan to thank the kind woman who helped him. "Daddy, we promised to thank her. Let's go today?" His father nodded. "Yes, my son. Let's go. Someone like that deserves our thanks." They boarded a bus to the street where Tunde had met her, but when they arrived, they were stunned. The entire row of small roadside stalls was gone. Everything had been pulled down. The place was now empty. Only broken planks, scattered baskets, and torn umbrellas remained. It was quiet, with no one around to ask anything. Tunde's heart dropped. "Daddy, this is where she sat." This was her stall. What happened? His father looked around. "It must be the government demolition we heard about. They've chased everyone away. But how do we find her now?" Tunde searched left and right, hoping to see anyone who knew her, but no one was there. Sadly, they turned and headed home. As they stepped into the compound, Tunde's stepmother stood at the door, hands on her waist. "Where are you two coming from?" she asked sharply. Tunde's father replied calmly, "We went to look for the woman who helped Tunde pay his school fees." "What woman?" she frowned. Tunde's father explained, "Tunde lost his school fees. A poor tomato seller helped him. She gave him her last money. We went to thank her, but we couldn't find her." She burst into mocking laughter. "What a lovely story! And you expect me to believe that? You left this house since morning to go and thank a woman. Aren't you ashamed?" Tunde stepped forward. "But it's true, Ma. She really helped me." "Shut up, boy," she yelled. "Your father is cheating on me with that woman. That's why he left this morning. Look at you both, like father, like son." Tunde's father was stunned. "How can you say that? I'm telling you the truth. She helped your own stepson. Why think like this?" "Leave my house," she screamed. "I'm tired of caring for two fools. You useless man. You and your liar of a son should go and live with that tomato seller." Before they could speak, she went inside and began throwing out their clothes and bags. Out of my house. They stood there confused, ashamed, and speechless. Tunde's father lifted their bags slowly. He refused to argue. They walked down the street looking for a place to rest. At last, they found a small shop with a bench outside and sat. The shopkeeper, a kind man, allowed them to stay there. As they sat quietly, Tunde's father looked up and spotted a small kiosk that sold games and tickets for lucky draws. He stood. "Tunde, wait here. Let me try something." "Where are you going, Daddy?" Tunde asked. "Just a small game. I'll be back," he said. He walked into the kiosk. He had only a little money left, the last note he saved for their dinner, but something inside urged, "Try." He bought a lottery ticket, jotted down the numbers quickly, and left. He expected nothing. It was just a brief escape from their troubles. 2 days later, Tunde's father returned to the kiosk, walking slowly, just to check the results. The shop owner looked at the slip and suddenly shouted, "Wait, sir, this is the winning number." Tunde's father frowned. "What do you mean?" "You've won." "You won the jackpot," the man cried, jumping. "You've won 100 million naira." Tunde's father stood frozen. He couldn't believe what he heard. 100 what? 100 million? The shop owner repeated, "You're a rich man now." Tunde's father began to tremble. His legs went weak. He sank onto the nearest chair and held his head in both hands. Tears rolled from his eyes. "God, is this really happening to me?" he cried. Tears of shock, tears of pain, and tears of joy. In a moment, everything had turned around. No more hunger, no more shame, No more nights sleeping outside. 15 years passed. Tunde was no longer the small boy who once wept on the roadside over lost school fees. He had grown into a tall, handsome young man. His voice was deep, his steps were bold, and his heart brimmed with dreams. He was now the only son of a billionaire. After his father won 100 million naira that day, everything changed. They moved into a big house, started a business, and from there, the money kept multiplying. Tunde didn't waste the chance. He worked hard, stayed in school, and studied business. After university, he founded his own company. It didn't take long before his business became one of the fastest growing in the country. He became known for smart ideas, a humble spirit, and a kind heart. But there was something Tunde never forgot: the woman who helped him. Every year on the same date, he would sit quietly in his office and remember the day she gave him her last money. He searched for her many times, but no one knew where she went after her stall was demolished. Still, Tunde never lost hope. He kept praying, "One day I will find her. I must find her." Meanwhile, in a small town far away, Fadeke and her daughter Halima were still struggling. Life had not been easy. The money Sister Neka gave them helped for a while, but afterward they kept starting over again and again. They lived in a small room at the back of an old compound. Fadeke still sold tomatoes by the roadside. Her back ached now, and her eyes were not as sharp as before, but she kept pushing. Halima had grown into a beautiful young woman, respectful, hard-working, and full of dreams too. She graduated from the university 1 year ago, but job hunting was hard. She applied to many companies, attended several interviews, but nothing came through. So she stayed home, sometimes helping her mother with the tomato business. Each morning, Halima tied on an old apron, sat beside her mother, and arranged tomatoes on a wooden table. She would call out, "Fresh tomatoes here. Buy your sweet tomatoes," hoping to make a few sales before the sun grew too hot. Some days they sold enough to eat. Other days they returned home with tears and leftover tomatoes. "Mama, don't worry," Halima would say. "I believe our story will change one day." Fadeke would smile weakly and nod. "I know, my daughter. God is watching." But inside she worried. She wished she could give Halima a better life, a soft bed, a good job, a happy future. One evening, as the sun went down and they packed their goods, Fadeke sat and said, "Halima, do you still remember the little boy I helped so many years ago?" Halima smiled. "Yes, Mama. You've told me that story many times. I wonder where he is now," Fadeke said softly. "I hope he's doing well." It was a bright Saturday morning. Fadeke had gone to the market to buy more tomatoes, leaving Halima to watch their small table by the roadside. She sat quietly, fanning herself with a piece of cardboard and waiting for customers. Suddenly, a black car parked a few steps away. A tall, well-dressed man stepped out. He appeared mild and carried himself with quiet authority. He approached Halima's table and offered a courteous smile. "Good afternoon, young lady," he said. "Good afternoon, sir," Halima replied with a warm smile. "I just left a friend's daughter's wedding around here," the man said. "I want to buy tomatoes to make stew when I get home." Halima began picking out the freshest tomatoes for him. As she slipped them into a bag, a nudge inside made her ask a question. "Sir, please, may I ask?" she said shyly. "Please, don't be offended. Why would a man like you go home to cook stew by yourself? Don't you have a wife or children?" The man chuckled softly. No offense taken. That's a fair question. He glanced down for a moment, then spoke slowly. I don't have a wife. My only son is usually out of the country for business. He's rarely around, so I live alone. I used to have a cook, but she recently moved to another state with her family. That's why I cook for myself now. Halima nodded in understanding. Oh, okay. I understand now, sir. I've been searching for someone who's not just a good cook, but also honest and trustworthy. The man continued, I'm tired of eating restaurant food. He smiled again and extended his hand. By the way, my name is Mr. Akinola. I'm a businessman. Halima shook his hand politely. Nice to meet you, sir. My name is Halima. Mr. Akinola looked at her again. What are you doing selling tomatoes here? You look like someone with more education. Halima smiled faintly. Yes, sir. I graduated from university last year. I've been looking for a job since then, but nothing yet. So I helped my mother sell tomatoes to support us. Mr. Akinola raised his eyebrows. What if I offer you a job? Halima looked up quickly. A job, sir? Yes, he nodded. I already like your spirit. You speak well. You seem respectful. Come and work for me as my cook. I'll pay you a very good salary. That is, if you're truly a good cook. Halima's eyes widened in shock. Are you serious, sir? Very serious, he replied, smiling. I've been looking for someone just like you. Halima's heart raced. Sir, I am a very good cook. My mother can tell you I cook most of the meals in our house. I even bake sometimes. Mr. Akinola laughed lightly. That's good. I believe you. Then Halima's face fell a little. Sir, the only problem is we don't live in the same city, sir. Mr. Akinola didn't seem bothered. That's not a problem. You can come and live in my house. I have more than enough space. I'll give you your own room. You can go home twice a month to see your mother. Halima couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her heart swelled with joy. A job, a place to stay, and a good salary. It all felt like a dream. Sir, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. But I have to go home and tell my mother first. I must get her blessing. Of course, Mr. Akinola said kindly. He brought out his phone and gave her his number. Call me tomorrow and let me know your decision. If you're not interested, I'll understand and look for someone else. Halima took the number with shaking hands. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. He smiled, picked up his tomatoes, and walked back to his car. As the car drove away, Halima stood frozen. Then she sat down slowly, her eyes filling with tears, this time from hope, not sorrow. She looked at the number again and whispered, Mama, maybe our story is finally about to change. That evening, Fadeke returned from the market. She looked tired and worn out. She saw Halima sitting on the wooden chair, smiling to herself. Fadeke dropped her basket and looked closely at her daughter. Halima, what's making you smile like that? You're laughing like someone who just won a lottery. Halima stood up quickly, full of excitement. Mama, welcome. I have good news for you. Halima beamed at Fadeke. A man came to the stall today while you were away. He wanted to buy tomatoes, and we started talking. His name is Mr. Akinola. He said he's a businessman, and he lives in the next city. Fadeke raised an eyebrow. Okay, go on. He told me he doesn't have a wife, and his son is always out of the country. He said he needs someone to cook for him. His cook relocated. Mama, he offered me a job. Fadeke's eyes widened. A job? Just like that? From buying tomatoes to offering you a job? Yes, Mama, Halima replied, her smile widening. He said he likes me, that I speak well and look responsible. He said I can live in his house and he will pay me well. Fadeke's smile faded. She sat up straight. And live in his house? Halima, don't you know the world is dangerous? What if he's a ritualist? I don't trust some of these billionaires. You think because he wore fine clothes and drove a big car, he is normal? Halima tried to stay calm. Mama, please don't think like that. Halima, Fadeke snapped, don't mama me. I'm your mother. Do you know how many girls have gone missing because of offers like this? What if he's a kidnapper? What if he locks you in one big house and we never see you again? Halima held her mother's hand gently. Mama, I understand your fear, but he didn't force me. He gave me his number and said I should call if I'm interested. He didn't even take my number. He said I can take my time. Fadeke looked into her daughter's eyes. Halima, are you sure about this? My spirit is not settled. Halima nodded. I will ask questions when I get to his neighborhood. I will find out from people who live there. If anything looks strange, I won't enter the house. Fadeke went quiet. She looked away and sighed deeply. You know you are all I have in this world. If anything happens to you, I'm finished. Halima leaned on her shoulder. Mama, nothing will happen to me. I promise. This might be the breakthrough we've been praying for. I don't want to keep sitting here waiting for a job that may never come. Slowly, Fadeke began to relax. She wiped a tear from her eye and whispered, I just want you to be safe. I will be, Mama, Halima replied, hugging her tightly. And when I start working, I'll send you money. You will stop selling tomatoes under the sun. You'll rest. That's my promise. Fadeke kissed her forehead. Okay, my daughter. If your heart is at peace with it, then go. But please be careful. Very, very careful. Halima smiled and nodded. Thank you, Mama. I will call Mr. Akinola today. As she walked into the room to find her phone, Fadeke looked up at the sky and prayed silently. Lord, if this man is truly sent by you, let it work out. But if he means evil, let Halima never step into that house. The next morning, Halima stood outside with her phone in hand. She took a deep breath and dialed the number Mr. Akinola gave her. Her heart beat fast as it rang. Hello, a deep, calm voice answered. Good morning, sir. This is Halima, she said with a small smile. I spoke to my mother, and she has agreed. Oh, that's wonderful news, Mr. Akinola said happily. Thank you for calling. I'll send you the directions now. Just take a bus to my area, and I'll have someone waiting at the bus stop to bring you in. Thank you, sir. I'll be on my way shortly. After the call, Halima rushed inside. Mama, I'm going now. Fadeke stood at the door, her eyes full of love and worry. She hugged her daughter tightly. God will go with you. Don't forget everything I told you. Shine your eyes and don't let your guard down. I will, Mama. I promise. Halima packed her small bag, hugged her mother again, and left for the bus park. The ride took almost an hour, but she was excited. When she reached the bus stop, a man in a neat shirt waved at her. Are you Miss Halima? Yes, she replied. Follow me, he smiled. My boss is waiting. They got into a clean car and drove through a quiet, beautiful neighborhood. When they arrived at Mr. Akinola's compound, Halima's eyes widened. The house was big and lovely. Flowers lined the walkway, and the bright white gate shone. It looked like a house from a movie. Mr. Akinola came out to welcome her. You're welcome, Halima. Come in, come in. This will be your new home. Halima smiled. Thank you, sir. This place is beautiful. He led her inside and showed her a clean, simple room with a bed, a wardrobe, and a small mirror. "You'll stay here, and the kitchen is just down the hallway. Don't worry, I'll treat you like family. Just be yourself and cook good food," he said, laughing. Halima started work that same day. She cleaned the kitchen, cooked jollof rice with fried fish, and soon became the heart of the house. Every corner carried the scent of her food. Mr. Akinola smiled each time he ate, always saying, "This is the best thing that has happened to me since my cook left." 2 weeks later, something unexpected happened. Mr. Akinola's only son, Tunde, returned from his trip abroad. He came back without telling anyone. The gate slid open quietly and his car rolled in. He entered the house with his suitcase and walked straight to the kitchen where the sweet smell of a goosey soup filled the air. He stepped in and saw her, a young woman, standing by the gas cooker, stirring the pot gently. Her face was calm, her skin glowing, and her eyes fixed on the food. He paused for a second, then said, "Good afternoon." Halima turned quickly. "Oh, good afternoon, sir," she said with a shy smile. "I'm Tunde." "You must be the new cook." "Yes, sir." "My name is Halima. Nice to meet you," he said with a smile. "Your food smells amazing." "Thank you, sir," she replied softly. Tunde walked to the living room, dropped his bag, and found his father reading a newspaper. "Dad," he said, sitting beside him. "Tunde, welcome back." Mr. Akinola smiled. "You came back early. How was your trip?" "Good," Tunde said casually, then leaned closer. "But Dad, you didn't tell me the new cook you hired is this beautiful." Dad, she's really hot." Mr. Akinola lowered his paper and gave him a stern look. "Remove your eyes from that girl. She came here to cook, not to be chased around." Tunde laughed. "I'm just saying the truth. She's not only beautiful, she smells like home-cooked stew." Mr. Akinola chuckled and shook his head. "Just behave yourself." I will," Tunde said, smiling. But as he leaned back on the sofa, he couldn't stop thinking about the girl in the kitchen, the one who cooked like a queen and smiled like peace. Days passed in Mr. Akinola's house, and things settled for Halima. She got used to the kitchen, the cleaning routine, and the large compound with bright flowers. But there was one thing she hadn't gotten used to yet: Tunde. Since the day he returned, he always found a reason to slip into the kitchen, pretending he was hungry when he just wanted to see her. He would ask needless questions like, "Is the rice ready?" when she had served him 10 minutes earlier. Sometimes he would come in and say, "Halima, teach me how to boil water. I want to learn cooking." Halima would laugh and say, "Sir, you don't need to know how to boil water. You already have me." And Tunde would grin, "Exactly. That's why I like coming here." He made her laugh every day. He helped her carry tomatoes when she returned from the market. He even bought her a small apron with her name stitched in gold. Still, Tunde never crossed the line. He didn't flirt openly or make her uneasy. He treated her with honor, like a queen of the kitchen. Halima began listening for his footsteps each morning. She cooked with extra care, hoping he would be the first to taste her meals. She started checking her reflection in a spoon, fixing her hair, and smiling for no reason whenever his voice came to mind. One evening, as the sun went down, Mr. Akinola walked into the kitchen and found Halima humming while chopping onions. "Halima, you look happy," he said. She blushed. "I'm just grateful, sir." Mr. Akinola smiled. "Good. You're a blessing to this house. The next weekend, Mr. Akinola gave her permission to visit her mother. Go and see your mama. I'm sure she misses you. Halima was thrilled. She packed some groceries and a small gift from her first salary, a new wrapper, and a pair of soft slippers. When she got home, her mother rushed out and hugged her tightly. My daughter, you're looking fresh. God has done it. Halima laughed. Mama, I missed you. Inside, Fadeke served hot yam porridge, and they sat to catch up. Mama, Halima said, I need to tell you something. Fadeke looked up. What is it? There's a man. He's Mr. Akinola's son, Halima said, smiling shyly. He's young, tall, handsome, respectful, funny, and Fadeke asked, folding her arms. And I think I'm falling in love with him. Fadeke's eyes widened. Halima, you're falling in love? Halima nodded. Yes, Mama. I haven't told him yet. I don't even know if he feels the same. But there's something about him. The way he looks at me, the way he talks, the way he makes me laugh. Fadeke smiled slowly. Love is a beautiful thing, my daughter, but be careful. Don't rush. Look well. I'm not rushing, Mama, Halima said. I don't know. My heart feels soft every time I see him. I can't explain it. Fadeke laughed gently. That's how love starts. Mama, Halima whispered, what if he loves me too? Then, my daughter, Fadeke said, holding her hand, pray. If it truly comes from God, it will happen. No one can stop what God has planned. Halima smiled and hugged her mother. Her heart swelled with hope, like a flower just beginning to bloom. Far away, back at the big house, Tunde lay in his room, staring at the ceiling. He smiled and whispered to himself, this girl, Halima, there's something special about her. I think I'm in love with her later. Tunde sat in the garden behind their big house, watching flowers sway in the breeze. His heart was full, but his mind was unsettled. He had never felt this way before, not in all his travels, business meetings, or fancy parties. Halima. That name had taken over his thoughts, his heart, his dreams. He stood and walked into the living room where his father sipped tea and read a newspaper. Dad, he said, standing before him. Mr. Akinola looked up. Tunde, you look serious. Is everything all right? Tunde drew a deep breath. Dad, I'm in love with Halima. Mr. Akinola smiled and set the cup on the table. I knew it. You knew? Tunde asked, surprised. Mr. Akinola laughed softly. Of course. I see the way you look at her, the way you trail her into the kitchen like a lost puppy. Tunde chuckled, then nodded. Yes, Dad. I love her. I want to marry her as soon as possible. No time to waste. His father rose slowly and placed a hand on Tunde's shoulder. My son, you've chosen well. That girl is special. She is respectful, well brought up, hardworking, intelligent, and beautiful. Who wouldn't want a daughter-in-law like her? Tunde smiled with relief. Thank you, Dad. He paused, lowering his voice. I don't know how to tell her. I'm afraid she might reject me. Mr. Akinola laughed again. Tunde, you afraid of rejection? I'm serious, Dad, Tunde said. She's not like the others I've known. She's real, simple, pure. I don't want to scare her or make her uncomfortable. His father nodded. If you truly love her, say what's in your heart. Speak plainly. Even if she says no, at least you'll know. And who knows? She might like you too. Tunde looked down. I hope so, Dad. I really hope so. The next day, Halima returned from visiting her mother. She looked even more beautiful, like someone soaked in love and joy. She entered the house, and Tunde came out to help with her bag. "Welcome back," he said warmly. "Thank you, sir," she replied. "No, no more, sir. Just call me Tunde," he said. She smiled and nodded. "Okay, Tunde." He took a deep breath. "Halima, can we talk, please?" "Just 5 minutes." "Of course," she said, butterflies in her stomach. He led her to the small garden behind the house. The flowers were in full bloom. Birds sang softly, and the sky glowed a soft orange. Tunde turned to her and looked straight into her eyes. "Halima," he began, his voice slightly shaking. "This might sound funny, surprising, or even foolish, but I can't keep it inside anymore." Halima stood still, heart racing. "I am deeply in love with you," he said. "From the first day I saw you in the kitchen, the way you moved, the way you smiled, the way you cared, I couldn't stop thinking about you. You stole my heart, and I don't want it back." Halima let out a small gasp. "I don't waste time," Tunde continued. "Life is short, and I know what I want." "I want you, Halima. I want to marry you. Please don't say no." "Marry me for a moment." Silence hung between them. Halima stood frozen. Then she stepped closer, eyes full of emotion. "Tunde," she said softly, "from the first day I saw you, I fell for you too." But I couldn't say it. "Why?" Tunde asked, surprised. She smiled. "Because I'm a woman, and it's the man's duty to say, 'I love you' first, not the woman." Tunde laughed, tears gathering. "So all this while, you loved me too?" Halima nodded. "Yes, I just didn't know if you felt the same." Tunde gently took her hands. "I do, with all my heart. Will you marry me, Halima?" Halima's smile brightened, joy in her eyes. "Yes, Tunde, I will marry you." He pulled her into a warm hug, and the flowers around them seemed to dance. The breeze moved softly as if clapping for their love. Inside the house, Mr. Akinola looked out the window and smiled. "This is what happens when destiny speaks," he whispered, and far away, Fadeke knelt in her small room, praying. "Lord," she said, "wherever my daughter is right now, please let her be happy." She had no idea her prayer was already being answered. A few days later, Tunde said to Halima, "I want to meet your mother. I want to thank her for raising such a wonderful woman. I want to look into her eyes and tell her I want to marry her daughter." Halima smiled sweetly and nodded. "She'll be happy to meet you too." That Saturday morning, they both dressed simple but neat. Tunde looked calm, though his heart was beating fast. They were on their way to visit Fadeke, Halima's mother. "Are you nervous?" Halima asked, holding his hand. Tunde chuckled. "A little. I've never met someone's mother as a fiancé before." Halima smiled. "Relax. She'll love you. Just be yourself." When they reached Halima's small family house, Tunde looked around. The area was quiet and humble. They knocked gently on the wooden door, and Halima pushed it open. They walked into the living room and sat on a plain brown sofa. The air carried a homely warmth. "Is your mother around?" Tunde asked. "I think she stepped out to buy something," Halima replied, "but she'll be back soon." A few minutes later, the front door opened. Fadeke came in slowly with a black nylon bag. Her face looked tired, but it lit up when she saw her daughter. "My daughter, you didn't tell me you were coming today," she said in surprise. Halima stood and hugged her. "Mama, I wanted to surprise you. I brought someone." Fadeke turned to Tunde. He rose and greeted respectfully. "Good afternoon, Ma," he said, bowing a little. "Good afternoon, my son," she answered, studying him. "You didn't tell me your visitor was this fine," she teased, laughing. She turned away, but Tunde kept looking at her. Something stirred within him. A face, A voice, a memory. As Fadeke turned back, he stepped closer, his voice soft and slightly shaky. "Ma, please, your name. Is it Fadeke?" Fadeke looked puzzled. "Yes, I am Fadeke." "Do we know each other?" Tunde gave a sad smile. "You don't remember me, do you?" She shook her head slowly. "No, I'm sorry. Many years ago, I was a small boy. I lost my school fees and was crying by the roadside," he said. "I told you everything, how my stepmother would beat me if I didn't pay. You were selling tomatoes. You listened. You gave me 5,000 naira, your last, and told me to face my books." Fadeke gasped. "You prayed for me. You told me never to forget your name. You said you were Fadeke, and I never did." Her mouth fell open. "Wait, you're that little boy?" Tunde nodded. "Yes, Ma. I'm the boy you helped." He rose and then knelt gently before her. "You didn't just help me, Ma. You gave me hope. You saved me from shame and pain. That one act changed my life. I became someone because of that moment of kindness." Fadeke's eyes filled with tears. She covered her mouth and sat down slowly, shocked. "God, you mean that boy was you?" "Yes," Tunde said. "I've been searching for you for years. And I never knew the woman I fell in love with is your daughter." Halima's eyes watered. She rubbed her mother's back gently. "Mama, I didn't know either. Until now." Fadeke couldn't speak for a moment. She just sat staring at Tunde, her hands trembling. "See how you've grown. See how God lifted you." Tunde held her hands. "Now, I want to bless you the way you blessed me. I want to marry your daughter, Mama. I want to care for both of you. This is more than love. It's destiny." Fadeke broke down in tears. "God, you are too faithful." She looked at her daughter. "Halima, you didn't tell me you were in love with an angel." Halima laughed through her tears. "I didn't even know he was the boy you helped. I just loved him for who he is." Fadeke smiled at Tunde. "You're welcome, my son. You were once a boy in need. Now you've come back as a man with blessings." I thank God for this moment. They hugged tightly. In that small room, hearts healed. Promises were remembered, and a bright future began. The next morning, Tunde woke with one focus: honor. He didn't only want to marry Halima, he wanted to honor the woman whose kindness changed his life. Later that day, he asked Halima and her mother, Fadeke, to come outside and sit in front of their house. A car rolled to a stop, and 4 men stepped out carrying big bags of rice, cartons of food, cooking oil, brand new pots, and 2 beautiful wrappers wrapped in shiny gold paper. "What's happening?" Fadeke asked, surprised. Tunde stood smiling. "This is only the beginning, Mama." One of the men handed Fadeke a neat brown envelope. She opened it slowly. Her hands began to shake. It was a check with her name boldly written for 10 million naira. Fadeke covered her mouth. "Tunde, what is this?" "It's for you, Mama," he said gently. "For everything you lost, for all the years you suffered, for the rent you couldn't pay, for your tomato stall that was destroyed, for the last 5,000 naira you gave a crying boy without asking for anything in return. You deserve this, and more." Fadeke burst into tears, unable to speak. "But that's not all." Tunde turned to her again. "Mama, there's one more thing." He brought out another small envelope and placed it in her hand. She opened it and found a set of shiny keys and some papers. "Those are the keys and documents to your new house, Mama," he said, kneeling before her. "A 3-bedroom house in this same town, fully furnished, already paid for in your name. You will never pay rent again." Ever, Fadeke dropped to her knees, weeping. "God, you remembered me. Halima hugged her tightly. Mama, this is your reward. God did not forget you. A few weeks later, Tunde and Halima had a beautiful garden wedding. It was colorful, simple, and full of love and meaning. Halima wore a flowing white dress. Tunde stood proudly beside her, smiling from ear to ear. Mr. Akinola looked at his son with pride. Fadeke sat beside him wearing her new wrapper and matching head tie, her skin glowing and her heart full. From a roadside tomato seller to a homeowner and the mother of a bride, God had truly lifted her. As they danced, Tunde leaned close to Halima and whispered, I told you I don't waste time. Halima smiled, and I told you I loved you from the first day. Tunde glanced at Fadeke, who was laughing and dancing with joy. He smiled and whispered again, She gave me her last. Now I have given her my best. A few months later, Halima gave birth to 2 healthy twin boys. Joy filled the house. Mr. Akinola lifted one baby, smiling proudly. Fadeke held the other, tears of joy in her eyes. My daughter, God has doubled your blessings, she said softly. Tunde hugged Halima and whispered, You have made me the happiest man alive. And they all lived happily ever after. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates.